Hey guys, Jamstrap here, and welcome back to my actual second attempt at making this video. And this is my Which Army Should You Start series, where I kind of go through some of the reasons why you might want to start an army and might not want to start the army. And as usual, this isn't about power gaming and tournaments and stuff like that. It's about the ruler cool, what's the army going to look like on the table, how you can get into it, and yeah, just generally kind of give you some ideas and tips on kind of persuade you in either direction if you're thinking about the army. And as you can see, today we're talking about NECRONS. And I thought this is a really good time because obviously all the new reveals. And also, like I said, I actually recorded this, but then I realized my microphone kind of pluggy thing fell out, and yeah, I have to do this all again. So yeah, let's kind of go through some of the great reasons to start NECRONS. Now, I kind of broke it down into three reasons. Well, three great reasons why it's great for a beginner. One, the kind of slightly more obvious thing is you can paint these guys up super quick. I mean, you can get this army on the table within like a week or two. But also, if you want to add more details and go higher up, of course you can. They're an incredible army with loads of detail and they look fantastic. But because they're robot guys, you can spray them silver, give them a wash and a dry brush, and they still look pretty good. So that's one thing for a beginner. You can get these guys done really quick. Or even if you're a person that doesn't really like painting too much. Secondly, they're really easy to kind of build up and stuff like that. Like for example, if you're a new player and you start Space Marines, First of all, Space Marines have so many options to pick from. And when you do pick an option, that kit probably has like a trillion different options for weapons. Like if you take a tactical squad and then you're kind of like leader, your sergeant of the squad, he can have like 50 different weapon loadouts. You can hide like heavy weapons, stuff like that. There's so many options, especially for a new player, it could be really overwhelming. Now, this is probably going to be changing with the new releases, so I can't talk too much. Like a lot of the stuff I'm going to be saying here might be completely different in a couple of weeks with new releases. I might have to do an update video. But as of right now, I know Necron Warriors, yeah, they're going to be getting 2 weapon options, but as of now, they only have 1. So you literally don't have any choice. You just build the guys the way they are. But like I said, that is changing. And yeah, let me quickly go on to what the new Necron Warriors look like. And these are much better. They're much more dynamic, a lot more kind of like shambly, zombie kind of dude. Yeah, these are much more awesome. You get different weapon options. So they definitely get a sweet upgrade. But generally through the army, it's not as overwhelming as other armies. So I'm not saying they don't have any options and stuff like that. Of course they do. But like I say, compared to like Space Marine and stuff like that, you're not completely overwhelmed. And the third best reason for a beginner, or just playstyle reasons anyway, they're extremely durable. They're very tanky armies. They're kind of like the metallic robot versions of Death Guard. They slowly move up the field, blasting people away with heavy firepower. And they just don't die. So now, what I will say though is, if you are thinking about Necrons, with the massive like new releases and stuff they're getting, I don't know if I'd start just yet. Maybe wait and see a couple of weeks time and see which of these are. Obviously, like these old warriors, they're going to be gone. So you definitely don't want to be buying any now. Some of these older kids you just don't want to be getting. So definitely hold off for a bit. Some of the stuff, if you really like it, pick it up. I'm sure they're not going to replace all of the stuff. I'm sure some of these kits here are going to stay the same because they still look awesome. But while we're on that, let's have a look at what you are going to be getting soon, because that's really important. Because I mean, it's been a long time since like a Xenos army has had such a massive update. So this really is a great time to start Necrons. And I do think there's going to be a lot more Necron players floating around, because I kind of feel like they're getting that Age of Sigmar update where they're just kind of refreshing. They're making a kind of revamping the army, if you know what I mean. The whole line is getting new stuff, making them a bit more crazy and interesting. Yeah, I mean, this dude is absolutely phenomenal. I know this might just be the paint job, but he looks sweet. Then go down to this picture and oh mama, there's a lot of stuff here. So if you're thinking of getting into Necrons, it really is a great time. You're getting the Silent King. He's basically a big ass diorama thing over there. He looks awesome. You're getting a Catan, which is basically a Pokemon god. Well, he's not a god of Pokemon, but yeah, I'll explain in a minute. And you got these weird things that look like they come from Zanga Marsh in World of Warcraft, if you've ever played that. But yeah, those things are cool. Obviously the fly is older, but that thing is still awesome. The new monolithy thing with the guy kind of phasing out, that's awesome. New destroyers, these creepy guys, like I say, they just they're getting, this is not even everything. There's a lot of kits and stuff that are not in this yet. So yeah, you guys are literally getting an entire revamp of the army, a refresh, and yeah, it's gonna be super awesome. Yeah, like I said, it's difficult to kind of go through what are the bad sides of starting the army right now, because originally I was planning on talking about like how old the models are, because I was planning this video like a couple of weeks ago. Like one of the downsides where a lot of the models are already quite old, they're resin, they don't look too great now, and you don't have that many options. Like I say, like your weapon options and stuff, there's not that much there. You basically, you got some close combat, but most of the time you're just moving around slowly, shooting the shit out of things. But with all the new stuff coming, that might completely change. I mean, a lot of these older kits might be disappearing. I mean, a lot of them are temporarily out of stock, so I don't know what that means, but yeah, a lot of these older kits might disappear. You're going to be getting a massive refresh. It's a great time to be a Necron player. So yeah, I can't say anything about the bad side because I don't know what's going to be happening in a couple of weeks, but I think it's all going to be good. So yeah, as I was mentioning before about the Catan or Satan, I don't know how people say it. Basically, back in the lore, like a couple bazillion million years ago, these guys helped the Necrons transfer their souls into their little robotic bodies. The Necrons weren't too happy about it. They blew up these like basically space gods into tiny little shards, and now they keep their shards locked up and they release them on the battlefield like Pokemon. So like I said, so if you want a bunch of extremely durable, badass space Egyptians that throw out gods like Pokemon, then yeah, it's definitely the army for you, especially with all the absolutely massive awesome kits that are coming out soon. But like I said before, with painting and building and stuff, they were kind of very beginner friendly, but so maybe with some of the newer stuff coming out soon, that might change, because I mean, some of these kits look like they're going to be maybe slightly more difficult to build and definitely a lot more difficult to paint. I mean, this thing over here, whatever that is, I'm guessing it looks like a new Catan, but I mean, that stuff looks like it can break pretty easily. I still think it's probably not the hardest army to paint, but it's definitely getting a little bit more difficult now. But I mean, more detail is not a bad thing. But anyway, I'm probably rambling on a bit too much. To summarize this entire army, like I said, I can't talk too much because of new stuff coming out soon. But if you want an army of Egyptian Terminator dudes that just don't die, slowly walking up the battlefield, absolutely blasting people away, a color schemes that can be as easy or difficult as you want, loads of unique models. Like what I'll say is, like say for Space Marines for example, if you got a troops guy and your captain, they're basically, it's just a troops guy with a cloak on. I mean, it's not that much different. Whereas with Necrons, like your normal soldiers, kind of like, yeah, they're normal dudes, but then you get a lord on a freaking command barge, like float, like a little hovercraft floating around. You got a lot of kind of big centerpiece models as well. These things really stand out on the battlefield compared to your troops, your bog standard guys on foot. All your leaders and big vehicles, especially with the, like I say, once again going back to this picture, all the stuff just stands out. I mean, there's your troop guys, but then you could barely see them amongst this absolutely cluster of awesomeness right here. And that's what your army is going to look like soon. So yeah, especially with the new edition coming up, and it seems like Necrons might be the new protagonist, if that's the correct word. Yeah, you guys are going to be getting a lot of new lore, lots of new models. You're going to be the center of attention for quite a while. You're getting a new codex pretty soon, probably. Yeah, great time to be a Necron player. Like I said, I can't talk too much on the bad side. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming. If you've been on the fence with this army, I think it's a great time to jump on. Maybe just hold out a couple more weeks, but yeah. I was just about to end the video and I just realized, talking about like new stuff coming, and I didn't talk about getting into the army. Now normally I would discuss like what's the budget options of getting into the army. And obviously there's a star collecting box here, which is a very good start. I mean, you got 2 troop choices in there already, and a couple different HQ options depending on how you build the command barge. But obviously with the new warriors going to be obsolete soon, you don't really want to be buying this. So right now there isn't actually an option, but if the rumors are true, Necrons are going to be part of the new starter box. That means pretty soon you're probably going to get like a really sizable force, probably like maybe 500-700 points for really, really cheap. You're going to be able to split that box with a friend or buy it all for yourself. Like I said, that's just me kind of spitballing. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a chance you might be able to start an Necron army for really cheap with all the new sculpts as well. So yeah, that might be a plus. We'll see in a couple of weeks. But anyway, I think I'll call it there. If you liked the video, you know what to do. And if you enjoy this kind of rambly hobby content and maybe some kit bash videos and painting guides and all that kind of stuff, maybe check out my channel and subscribe. But until then, guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.